Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here from Stock Markets with Bruce. They call me Uncle Bruce. I'm sitting here on Thanksgiving Day, November the 28th, 2024, wondering about what to wonder about. I'm like this guy right here. I'm like Ed Grimley. I get paid to worry when there's nothing to worry about, and I'm just considering what the future of the stock market's going to be. Where are we going to be at here going forward? We have a lot of uncertainty coming up here in the next few months. We have stocks trading at all-time highs on a PE multiple basis. I mean, these prices are insane. We have restrictive trading rules coming into play starting in February. We have geopolitical tensions, the U.S. and China, U.S. and Russia, U.S. and Iran, and everyone else against everyone else with all kinds of problems. We have higher inflation on the horizon because if these tariffs come into play, Americans are going to pay more for everything. And that means higher interest rates from the Federal Reserve. It's unescapable. And that's not a good thing for the stock market. And that's what I get paid to worry about. At least I kind of feel like I get paid to worry about it. And so I'm kind of wondering just what's going to happen with this market. Look at the S&P 500 now for like the last year. Don't mind me over here. I'll just put myself down here. But look at this. The S&P 500 in 1 year, December a year ago, we were around 4,500. It's now 5,998. Let's call it 6,000. Okay. A 1,500 point run up in a year. That's 33%. You think the market might be a little ahead of itself? I don't know. Look at this chart right here for the S&P 500. This is from January 1980. Okay, I don't want to mention it too often, but I was 25 years old in 1980, and I was a stockbroker in 1980. This is when I entered the business. We were at 106 on the S&P 500, 106. We broke 1,000 in the 2000s. Now we're at 6,000. So look at that run up. Now, I'm not worried about the market going back to 100, nothing like that. I'm not worried about the market going down 3,000 points. I'm not worried about that. What I wonder about is if we're going to have a 1 to 3 year grind in the market where we just can't go much higher because stocks are so well priced now. Such high price earnings expectation multiples that I don't know if American business can deliver the goods over the next 3 years. It might be that we back off between 10 and 25% and flatline between negative 20% to negative 10% for the next 3 years and have a few false recoveries. And then finally, 3-4 years from now, business has adopted and adapted and things are looking better and more stable. I don't know. Look at this. This is a little printout here of the closing prices yesterday of our friends the Magnificent Seven, and this makes up 30% of the S&P 500 index. That's how powerful these guys are. Well, the good news is that Apple and Tesla and Microsoft and Google there and Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, the old Facebook, they all make money. That's great. They all have cash in the bank. That's good. They really don't have what the biggest stocks of the market in the past used to have. Like back in the 60s when the markets were running and times were good. This is the early 60s. You had companies like U.S. Steel leading the market in market cap. They were one of the big boys, but they had factories and a lot of employees. You had General Motors, you had Ford, you had Bell Telephone with 300,000 employees, and all these switching places and all these centers and all these assets. These companies here, they don't have a lot in the way of assets when you compare their value and their earnings and their revenues and their margins. Apple has a phenomenal profit margin because they don't own very many factories. They contract factories to make their money. Tesla does have factories, as you are aware, China, Germany, USA. Microsoft, they don't have, giant manufacturing facilities. They contract out a lot of their work. Google, no factories. Amazon has warehouses full of other people's stuff. So the amount of merchandise Amazon handles versus what they've invested to handle it, it's a fraction. They pennies on the dollar because of the turnover of goods coming in and out of Amazon facilities. Nvidia, yeah, they have factories, but they've also done a lot of contracting out of their work. And then there's Meta. Facebook, they don't have factories to make Facebook pages. It's not like GM and Ford and these other companies that had all of these hard assets and unionized employees who could go on strike and destroy annual profit reports. These guys are virtually all non-unionized with operations globally, and they make up 30% of the S&P 500. And actually, if you think about it, they're really not all that American. Apple is American in where it's located, but not where it makes its product. Tesla, majority of their cars are not made in the United States, although the Texas factory is coming on. As time goes by, Tesla will make more product outside of America than inside of America. Microsoft hires people around the world to make their software. Google, worldwide workforce. Amazon, with international locations, but more American than most. Nvidia, a little here, a little there, a lot of Taiwan connections and so on. And then Facebook worldwide. So, they're in the S&P 500 though, no question about it, and they're 30% of the S&P 500. So here's the question I guess I'm going to ask you guys, and I am asking myself today, November the 28th, 2024, on Thanksgiving, with the S&P 500 approaching 6,000 and major brokerage firms calling the estimate going forward as much as 6,400, 6,500, are we topping out on this market? Is this market becoming too expensive for itself? There are always individual stocks that we watch and follow and keep an eye on that may well outperform the S&P and all the stocks out there, because they could be all stars. Of course, one of the stocks we follow on this channel a lot is this one right here, SoFi Technologies. They've had a wonderful run. The stock was $6 a share just this past summer. And here we are now coming into December, 1620, multi-year highs right here last night in the after hours. But even stocks like this and shares of NVIDIA and AI and Rocket Lab and all your favorites, these stocks are hitting highs that are multi-year highs. Haven't seen these since the last time the market topped out in 2021. Because in 2022, we went into a bear market. It didn't last long, but we went into a bear market. We lost 15, 16% value on the entire market, let alone individual stocks. Is it time to consider selling your shares and protecting your money by writing cash secured puts instead? So if you sell your SoFi at $16 and write a $20 cash secured put, good till Jan 26, you'll probably get paid $6 a share cash to do that move. And you'll take that capital and write as many cash secured puts as you can at 20. In effect, you have 1,000 SoFi representing 10 contracts if you write calls. Sell those 1,000 shares and write ultimately 10 cash secured puts with a $20 buyback provision. In other words, you're prepared to pay $20 a share for SoFi. Even though the stock's only at 16 right now, you're selling the shares at 16 and you're writing these contracts to give you so much more cash that you can buy 1,000 shares back at $20 a piece with cash. Just added 4,000 into your pocket. And with $20,000 cash in your account instead of a $16,000 stock position, using a 1,000 share example, you can now earn interest on that $20,000. You can earn about 5% return by buying one of these things right here. This is the BIL ETF. This thing here last Monday was sitting at, where was it? Right here. It was sitting at 91.65. If you look right here where my finger is, was trading around 91.64.65. Closed last week out at 91.70 a week ago, and then here we are so far this week. We're now at 91.76. You buy one of these, you put your money into those, you're going to earn about 5% interest on your money. Now, if you take $16,000 worth of stock, turn it into $20,000 in cash by writing cash secured bonds, and earn 5% on that money, you're going to make $1 more, $1,000 more, and that's over the next year. And these put contracts are 1-year contracts, and so you actually are taking another $1 a share off the table. You're selling your SoFi shares at $21 a share, or offering, in effect, to liquidate them now at $21 a share by selling them at 16, writing these cash secured puts, and sitting on the cash and earning interest on them. If the shares go to 21, 22, 23, wouldn't it be nice? It would be great if it does that. These contracts you sold are worthless. You don't have to buy them back. If you do buy them back, you're going to buy them for pennies what you sold them for, and now you're going to write a new batch of put contracts at a $25 handle. You're going to bring in another $6 a share, and that will add that'll put you at 27,000 in cash, and you're just in cash, enjoying a run in the market, earning interest on that cash going forward. This is a strategy to avoid the stock market right now at its all-time highs. This is a way to liquidate your positions, hold cash, put cash to work through cash secured puts on NVIDIA, on Apple, Microsoft, whatever you want, and haul in this additional capital on top of the capital you have, as much as 30-40% more, and be paid 5% interest on the total amount, while you fold your arms and wait for all the policies to be announced, all the horse trading that's going to go on between countries coming up starting February with the new administration, all the geopolitical things that have to be figured out after February, what's going to happen here, there, and everywhere else. And you might not be back in the actual market as a shareholder for a year or two. And you may find that you don't need to be a shareholder of the market at all. You're far better off being a holder of cash and put it to work through cash secured puts instead, and taking the premiums up front and enjoying it. Like I said, I'm like this guy. I'm thinking about stuff when there's nothing to think about. I worry about stuff when there's nothing to worry about. And at all-time record highs, I have stuff to worry about. And I got to worry about whether my viewers are going to maximize their returns holding cash and putting it to work through option writing strategies, or do you want to play the game of hoping your stock will hit new all-time highs with the market hitting all-time highs? Are you in the right stock at the right time, in the right business, with the right policies coming out of Washington and everywhere else? That is the question. I don't have the answer always, but I have a hunch that being a cash holder might be a better way to go. You need to learn how to write stock options. That's the bottom line. There's no question about it. That's the absolute bottom line. And one way to do it is, if you dare, is go to my website. Here it is, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Head over there, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, and head to the classes. And there you are. This is where you start scrolling down the page, and you're going to notice there are classes available for you to acquire to learn how to write stock options. And we cover all kinds of angles and strategies. We talk about mistakes people make. We talk about earning money from put contracts and how to do credit spreads, how to trade calls and put butterflies, just zillions of strategies. We don't have every single one, but we cover the basics, and we do it in a conservative way, easy to understand, plain English lessons, and all kinds of tricks of the trade, and how to avoid getting caught, and how to do rollovers, and how to do iron condors, and how to maximize stock option profits. It just goes on and on and on. And if you're truly interested in becoming ultimately retired much sooner than you ever thought possible, learn how to manage your assets by option writing. If you want to quit your day job in the next year or two, this might be your way to get out. Rather than try some other side gig, why don't you use this side gig that just helps you be a better manager of your assets? take advantage of, if you dare, take advantage of our sale right now. There is a Black Friday sale. Like everyone else, I too have a Black Friday sale. You can get 5 lessons for the price of 4. Yes. Take advantage of that if you like. Send me an email and tell me what lessons you would like, and we'll help you out. But in the meantime, we'll keep wondering if there's something to wonder about going forward here. Have a great Thanksgiving out there. Have a great holiday. Enjoy the festivities all this year. Join me Monday to Friday. If you're a Gold Bagel member of my channel, join me at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. If you're not a Gold Bagel member, join me at 8:30 every Monday to Friday when the markets are open. 8:30 Eastern Time for the first hour of trading. And we'll talk about option strategies and all kinds of stuff during those shows. Look forward to seeing you. Thanks again for your support of this channel. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye for now.